Stream. Hello, stream. Hello, stream. Hello, stream. Dude. We are hearing each other intro right now. Then you guys can't hear it. Oh! I'm quiet. Purple, don't say I'm quiet. I'll unmute. Hold on, I'm unmuting you. I'll unmute. That was the jankiest starting soon I've ever done, ever. Oh my god.
Alright.
Okay.
Crafty, I got you here ready, my man.
Okay, let me take off my starting soon screen on my end. Where the hell is it? Oh my goodness. Oh! Oh, wait a minute. This is weird.
Oh gosh.
There's now two.
Already technical difficulties.
There's two of me on my end.
Oh.
Because I'm streaming your whole thing, I guess. Okay, hold on. I'll just take me out and put you in the middle. Wait, why? I thought the link I shared was the webcam. Bro, there's two of me and one of you. You already got a 2v1.
Dude, you should have the
link you sent.
The link should still be in your DMs.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing your entire stream setup though, like the whole double cam thing.
Okay.
This is so silly. This is so silly goofy. Oh my god, okay.
For all wondering, this is harder to set up than you think. It takes a while.
Let me set up the Ace Attorney music in the background and take off this text overlay. Oh boy. We've already got jank. This is great. This is great. This is content. Wait, so
let me know when you're straight on your end.
Are you gonna send me? Did you send me another link or like I don't know?
It should just be the same one. Just pull the link again.
Okay. Where's my browser source? Travel cam. Properties. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna delete it and then paste it again. I don't think it's gonna change anything.
Should be the same thing. I just sent it again, but it looks like it's the same link.
Okay, I'll send the newer one, even though it's the same thing. Boom. 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 And,
oh, I see.
What?
I see what your problem
is happening. Yeah, no, there's still two of me. I guess that means that I just have
because you have my stream up. That on that left-hand side is my stream.
No, but I put in the link that you sent me.
That's how's that? Oh, hold on. I know what it is. I know what it is.
I'm streaming your stream. React stream to me and myself and I.
Here, hold on. Let me stop. It's on mine. Let me stop virtual camera really quick. Give me just a second.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, he's gone. Guys, I think we win the debate. He's folded. He's folded. We win. We win. We win.
Okay.
The most insane.
Let me start virtual camera again.
Okay, I see one of.
Let's see if I fixed it.
I only see you. I don't see me.
Boom.
Have you changed?
We're
we
good.
gaming? Are we gaming?
I think we're good.
Oh,
I think we're good.
Okay. Let's go.
Awesome. Okay. So,
Okay,
how's everybody doing? Should we do some introductions?
I think
introduce yourself to my
intro and small talk. Intro and small talk, right?
Yeah.
We should intro with the mob vote. That can be our warm-up debate.
Oh God.
I see you've already got your pin.
I do. But here, tell all my people who you are. Tell us about your channel real quick.
Me, I'm Crafty Masterman. I do Redstone. I'm a Java Redstone guy. I do Redstone videos on everything, on builds, on history of builds, just everything Redstone related.
Do you get into the advanced stuff then, huh?
Sometimes not.
Okay.
Sometimes it's more so history than actual technical stuff.
Okay, cool.
Now, you have to introduce yourself then to the Crafty Masterman audience.
Hello, audience. I'm Prowl. I play on Bedrock Edition, and I consider myself a jack of all trades, master of none. Do I dabble in Redstone? Yes. Am I an expert in it? By no means. I love game mechanics. I love farms. I like just doing typical Let's Play stuff, survival, just you name it. I like to mess a little bit of everything. I like to build. So that's kind of that's my life. I am jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not good at anything, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Dude, my webcam is out of focus.
Yeah, I
Focus
see
on
that.
me. Dude, this webcam is. I need to fix this.
I
webcam.
always turn autofocus off, and then
Oh.
I just manual focus.
Is focusing on me on the text behind me? I can't tell. Whatever. Okay, you know what? We should do as a little warm-up debate to see how we debate on the mob vote.
Okay.
So I guess
This is
hold
the
on.
topic
Before
I'm
we
very
say-
passionate about.
Yeah, before we say opinions though, we should ask the chat to spam what mob they're voting for. Are you voting for crab or armadillo? Because penguin's not an
Crabber,
option.
what are you guys? Yeah, penguin unfortunately is not an
It's
option.
not an option.
If you're penguin, you have to pick crab or armadillo.
I see a bunch of crabs in my chat.
I got a pretty even split right now.
Bro, my Mac just said there's a new Java update available, bro. I'm not midstream. There's like
All right, we're gonna have to cancel the debate. I gotta go hop into Java now.
there's some stray penguins. I see a few armadillos have now started coming
Oh
in.
yeah,
Crab
All right, yep.
emojis.
I am predominantly armadillos at this point. A couple people aren't listening to the rules and they're putting penguin. That's probably on purpose. They're just trolling me.
True. Okay,
Somebody
so-
said phantoms. Can I ban that person from chat? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let me just mod you real quick on my channel. Okay, so I guess let's start with our pros for the mob that we want. So you go first. Why do you want armadillo?
Armadillo, right here, Team Armadillo. Dude, wolf armor, it's something brand new in the game. We don't have anything like it right now. So that's number one. It's giving me something new that I can't do currently. And who doesn't want to protect their dogs? Let's be real. And then number two is I feel like just ambiently in the world, when I'm playing in survival, I'm going to see the armadillo more. I'm going to run across savannas. It's the way they worded it's kind of weird. They said warm biome, so maybe desert, maybe not. I don't know. But I just feel like it's something we're going to run across more often, and it gives me something I don't have right now. Go.
Okay, ding ding ding. Okay, crab time. So, in my heart, okay, first of all, I was gonna be a penguin voter in my heart before they released it. I knew about the leaks. I'm like, come on, surely the penguin's gonna be cool. Then they revealed it, and I'm like, bro, this sucks so much. They've actually like betrayed me. I feel betrayed by how horrible of a disservice they did to the penguins. So in terms of my split between armadillo and crab, I was pretty split on it, but then I thought about it. This is my logic, right? I'm trying to vote for a feature that would be the hardest to implement later on, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So, like, wolf armor, if it didn't win, I still feel like it could be implemented in some way, whether it's a wolf rework or some other kind of wolf thing where they just put it in loot chests.
I'm down with that logic.
Extended reach? Logically, how the hell are you gonna fit extended reach into other aspects of the game? Maybe, I guess, a potion, maybe, but like, it's harder to kind of fit logically extended placing reach than it is to fit wolf armor or a rework of the wolf in general. And also, here's my armadillo counter argument. Genuinely, not now, you can't fake this. Genuinely, when was the last time you've put a wolf in walking mode and not have it sat in the corner of your house?
Okay. I accept your, first of all, I actually like your reasoning for why you're picking the crab. That makes more sense in reasoning I've heard from other people. But here's my counter arguments. So first of all, against the crab, if I need to place a little bit further, I can just use one extra dirt block, and now I can reach one block higher or one block further. Like, I can already place blocks. It doesn't give me anything new. It just lets me reach a little bit further. And then number two, like, I'm gonna separate these a little bit. Like, if they do specifically say only place blocks further, but I actually do believe that probably it'll be break blocks further as well.
It would not make sense if they didn't do break.
It wouldn't unless they have some kind of weird like balance reasons that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But I just find it very odd that everywhere that they've said it, they say place blocks further instead of like build further or something like that. Like, it's just kind of weird. They were very specific with their language. But anyways, even if we assume that you can break further, I can just already do that stuff. I can just use an extra block or extra couple blocks to get closer to something. At least the wolf armor is something brand new that I don't have in the game right now. And almost to your point, I pointed the wrong way. This way, on my screen anyways. Almost
it's mirrored that way.
almost to your point is I don't know that they're gonna ever like touch the wolf. Maybe this is a reason for them to touch the wolf and do something with it, because you're right, like a lot of people don't take the wolf around and do a lot of things with the wolf currently. That's because it dies easy. One creeper explosion, the wolf is dead. A few hits from a mob, like you're sitting there spamming your wolf with like food or something to make it stay alive. So if you can armor it, it's going to stay alive better, and maybe that gives them reason to say, hey, like we gave the wolf armor, but it keeps dying in lava now, and people are like pissed off about that.
Keeps dying
So
in lava.
yeah, so or like off a cliff. So all right, I guess we got to fix the AI too to make the armor even worth having in the first place.
True.
So it could lead to a wolf rework. And also one last thing, you can't tell me that they're probably not going to at least give us the ability to dye the armor. Maybe they don't give us like maybe they don't give us the what are they called, the little templates? Yeah, the trims. Maybe they don't give us that. It would be cool if they did, but maybe they don't. But at least they're going to let us dye it, I'm pretty sure. So I think that'll be really
counter argument. Sharpness 5 netherite sword.
Yeah, okay. But when have you ever used an iron golem to help you out in fighting something? The wither,
When do you ever do
a bunch
that?
of mobs. I do that,
What?
dude. Well, first of all, you fight the wimpy Java wither, so you don't understand that bedrock
That
life,
is
my man.
true.
When I go to fight the wither, I'm making 4 iron golems to help me out. I just started a new series where I started a raid in my base because the viewers made me do it, and I had an iron golem help me out. So iron golem, a little clunky. I could just get a whole bunch of wolves to follow me around, and they can just decimate everything for me.
I think even with wolf armor, I don't think a wolf would stand a chance against a wither. I'm gonna keep it real.
No, but will like 10 of them? Sure, maybe.
How many will you have after that? That's the question.
Hey, all I gotta do is feed them food and they breed right up.
Yeah. And I guess here's another argument I've got for crab, right? Because we have like the whole parity thing, which we'll get into later. That's for a later topic, but they're really trying from now, like currently in future updates, they're trying to make the features they introduce as parity as possible. And we already know that the whole reach situation, that Bedrock, I'm pretty sure on like some devices have like wacky reach, like on Pocket Edition, I'm pretty sure you can like reach beside you or something.
Pocket Edition
goofy like that.
Yes, Pocket Edition, especially I think in creative mode, the reach is extended. But a lot of people don't know this. In all versions of Bedrock Edition, in survival anywhere, the reach is about half a block further than Java is currently.
Yeah,
We can reach a little bit further in Java.
Exactly. So it's not like they can extend the reach half a block, because that would only put Java like half a block ahead of Bedrock's default reach with Crab Claw. So it's definitely going to be way more than a block for it to actually be significant, and for parity reasons.
Let me ask you one more thing before we move on.
Yeah.
Would you prefer, this isn't going to happen, but it's just hypothetical, would you prefer the Crab Claw to have been as is, where it extends reach? Or would you prefer the Crab Claw to rotate blocks?
To rotate blocks? Bro, I'd prefer it reach. Okay, here's
Reach?
the thing.
Are you kidding me?
No, hold on. Okay, by rotate blocks, what do you mean?
Like, you place a dispenser down, you want to turn it, or an observer down, you want to turn it, or a repeater, or whatever, you want to turn it. Or if you're decorating something with glazed terracotta, you can turn it around. You place a block the wrong way, you want to rotate it.
Okay, here's the thing. I mostly play creative, and on Java, this isn't a thing on Bedrock, and I'm kind of pissed. They need to add this to Bedrock. You can left and right click at the same time, and it will instantly replace the block that you're placing. So you can already basically auto-rotate blocks. In creative, at least.
Not really. I mean, you're breaking the block and replacing it yourself.
Yeah,
you're
but
not
it's
rotating.
Functionally, it's the same. Like, it's
and actually,
very
this is
handy.
This is an off topic. If you ever mess around on Bedrock for an extended period of time, you'll see this. The way that blocks face when you try to place them on Bedrock and Java is different. On Bedrock, I think I can't remember which way it is, because just in my head it's not clicking right now. But I know on one of them it's more based on like where you click, and on the other it's based on the position of where you're standing. But it's different
Bedrock
between the
is
two.
Definitely where you're standing. I've experienced that. It is so much harder to get blocks to be placed in the orientation I want from the time.
So that's probably like some of my bias too. Is like it kind of sucks. All right, well let's let's move in to the topic at hand. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start here.
Okay, you know what?
What topic do you want to start on?
You know what? I guess we'll start with the biggest topic, Redstone. Redstone's #1 on the list.
Oh man, it's gonna be a big one.
Oh
Okay.
boy. Okay, so I have this guy. He's a Bedrock Redstoner. He is a crazy Bedrock Redstoner. He was in my last Redstoners React, and he's going to be in the next one. So he's cracked at Redstone. So he's got a big list of things he loves.
Is he a creator? Who is it?
I don't think he does YouTube. His name is Space Fun 101.
Okay.
So yeah, he made like a spot it mini game, and then in the next vid he made like a Simon mini game that was like tiny. So he's got his giant list of loves and his giant list of hates. Okay, let's look at the loves. Okay, soft inversion. It's kind of epic. I think we can all agree soft inversion goes hard.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what soft inversion is? You're a
I don't know what that is.
You're a Bedrock player. What?
Maybe I know what it is without knowing what the name is. What does that term mean?
When you put a torch on a piston and you extend the piston, the torch turns off. What, you don't know this?
Dude, nope, don't know this.
Dude, this is like
like I said, I'm not a pro redstoner. I use it to make my farms work.
This is like one of your strongest like talking points in terms of redstone, and you don't know it. Okay, basically.
Oh, pickled peaches. He's not talking about soft powered. This is different than soft powered.
Soft inversion. Okay, everyone who has Bedrock right now, I want you to fire it up, place a torch on the side of a piston, and power the piston. The torch will turn off.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't know. I guess because on Bedrock it sees it as a solid block, right?
Yeah, and the even better thing is even if the piston does not move, the torch will still turn off if you power the piston. Like if you have like an immovable. Okay.
Okay. All right, makes sense.
So yeah, soft inversion, it is the biggest plus in my opinion for Bedrock Redstone, and so does this guy. It helps with making things really small.
That makes sense.
Just like how QC helps with Java things being small.
You don't need extra blocks to do stuff. You could just place like the torch on the piston instead of like having to send that signal out a different way. Okay, I'm with you.
So let's see. And then the next thing they say, comparators and torches, they work with one-tick pulses, which yeah, in Java they don't. However, that could also be a plus, which I'll maybe. Okay, so comparators and torches, they do work with one-ticks on Bedrock. You know this. You can put like a torch in front of an observer, and it would like pulse, unless you don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Java has a similar feature, except it's really janky. Instead of powering a torch with one observer, if you power it with 2 observers at the same time, it will actually one-tick the torch. Don't ask me why, but it is an option that's there. But also, comparators not detecting one-ticks is actually a very used feature in Java, at least in piston doors.
Interesting.
Because what comparators do in like very small piston doors, like back in the day, is it gives you a one-tick pulse. Well, not one-tick pulse. It gives you like one-tick of delay. But sometimes you don't want it to filter, like, it acts like a one-tick filter. And that's been used in, like, a bunch of piston doors for, like, refiring sequences and all of that. Let's see. Again, they said movable tile entities. Can't complain about that. I need that.
How much stuff on Java does that break for people if you make tile entities movable? Because you guys use, like, chests and furnaces and all sorts of stuff for, like, blocking things a lot, right?
That's true. I mean, it's not really, because like it's also really easy to just like, if there's like wiring blocks next to that tile entity, to just replace that with like obsidian. It's not like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
However, okay, here's the thing. If they ever bring tile entities that can be moved to Java, we require a transparent immovable object, like an obsidian slab, something like that. Bedrock has that in the form of the jukebox. Even though on Java it's solid, but on Bedrock for some reason it's transparent, but it's immovable. However, again, Obsidian Slab would literally solve that, because we need an intended transparent immovable block, because that's like a very useful set of properties. Okay, what else do they say? Separation between P-ticks and C-ticks. That part I know a little bit about. Do you know what P-ticks and C-ticks are?
I'm familiar with the terminology, but I'm not familiar enough to know how and when those things are important.
Okay, so it's a little bit similar to the whole comparator filter thing. Basically, if you give a certain pulse to a redstone line, some components can detect that, and some components won't detect that. So it acts like a filter.
Okay.
I think it stands for like producer ticks and consumer ticks, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like when you really get down to it, a lot of the differences between this Bedrock and Java Redstone stuff is not actually. I mean, there are some that are like actual Redstone stuff, but a lot of it more seems like block properties and interactivity between like different blocks and Redstone components, as opposed to the direct function of the Redstone component itself.
Yeah. I'm also being told by Purple that P-ticks and C-ticks are the worst thing ever. I mean, okay, that is true. Because I think this is a byproduct of P-ticks and C-ticks. If you have a line of repeaters and a line of observers, and they're the same length, and you power both of them, they will be a different delay. For some reason, it's really weird.
Well, here's the bad part about these things on Bedrock Edition is a lot of times when you're going across chunks with Redstone.
Oh my god.
It's really bad because the game
Yeah.
pulls into chunk, it like reads the chunks at different times, and it can really mess stuff up.
Yeah, that's like another thing I've heard. BlockFacts just said that the best feature is that Redstone always points towards a piston without needing a repeater. That's debatable. Kind of. Because the thing is, you can use... Okay, here's the thing about Redstone redirection in Bedrock that's also really weird. Because, like... have you ever, like, tried if you have, like, a redstone line and it's pointing into a block, but then
Yep.
at that piece of redstone that's pointing into the block, you have a piston, right? So it, like, turns it. But if you still power it, it will power that block and the piston, but it doesn't look like it should.
I don't think it does that on Bedrock. If it bends into something and the line is, there's not a line actually facing into the block, it's not going to power it.
Let me... it's... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna prove you wrong right here. This is the first proof of... Bedrock has launched in the background of my stream. Hold on. Oh yeah, I also made a second channel completely about this. Bells and how they redirect is also busted. And it doesn't match visually. Am I about to like shatter your brain with these things?
I mean, maybe slightly, but again, I'm not a huge Redstone nerd.
Okay, so yeah, right now the Minecraft stuff is gonna be completely covered by all of our webcams and stuff. But if you watch my
Somebody in my chat said, "Hey, you made him use Bedrock, we win."
That is true. I'm using Bedrock to prove a point, though. I'm using Bedrock to prove him wrong.
Sorry, winner.
Okay, where the hell am I going? Okay. Oh yeah, also Bedrock, why the hell do you have, like, no grass? Like, your environment's looks so good. What the hell?
Yeah, it's supposedly it's a bug.
I think you have, like, a different, like, algorithm. Okay, so, yeah, you can barely see it, but I'll... Okay. You can see, like, under it, so I'll try to make sure it's aligned. Yeah, I know this is the jankiest setup you guys have ever seen. Okay. So, okay. Let's see. There we go. If I put it in the middle, can you see that? In between.
I can't. Hold on. I'm trying to get you. I need to get you set up to where my stream can see you.
Okay.
Give me like 2 seconds.
There.
What am I looking for?
It's
Display
just
capture.
in the middle right there.
Display capture. Okay.
Okay, do you see
All
this, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
So you see how this piston is redirecting, but the redstone is not pointing into the block.
Yep.
Both of these things will still power though.
Interesting.
Here's another thing. I don't know if they fixed this yet because I haven't tested it. Okay, what do you think will happen in this setup? I want you to take a guess.
What do you mean?
Okay, so we have a bell, we have a button with redstone pointing into a bell, and a block with a lamp. What do you think will happen from this setup? What do you think is going to
bell? Probably just the bell.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
The lamp powers, but not the bell.
Interesting.
And I'm pretty sure bells can be powered, so if I do this...
Can bells be powered on Bedrock? I don't know. They could be a bug too. Try to power it by itself.
Yep, I'm doing that right now. It can be powered. Quality... So... This is one of my favorite things to talk about redirection, because, like, how does this make sense? I can power a bell with redstone. A bell can redirect redstone. However, when it redirects the redstone, the bell doesn't get powered, and the thing doesn't even redirect. So what's...
Interesting.
Okay. Anyways, exiting Bedrock. Dude, this music is, like, fueling me right now. Holy. Okay. What else have we got? So... Dude, I haven't even gotten to the hates thing. I'm already dishing on Bedrock. Okay, we're gonna go back to praising Bedrock. Hold on. Okay, there is a thing. I don't quite know how it works. Maybe you know how it works. To do with hoppers and like their pickup order. How it's different on Java than Bedrock. I'm not sure. Okay, so according to their sentence, they say that hoppers pull stuff out of a stacked hopper chest minecart stuff in a predictable order, and then Java's random here. I don't know if you
Interesting.
know
Yeah,
about
I think Bedrock just goes in like sequence order of like what item slot it's in. It pulls from the first slot and it moves to the second slot and it moves to the third slot. Like it goes in order.
And then they also mention how honey blocks are solid, which, I mean, they said it provides a benefit because it's a solid block with a smaller hitbox. So I don't know if you've used that ever, but
I don't really mess with honey blocks a whole lot.
Redstone redirecting is very powerful, which is true. However, it's very inconsistent, as we just proved. But Java recently has actually had some crazy redirectable stuff. So target blocks already are like used a lot in Java because they're like just a solid block redirector. Already amazing.
Yep.
Jukeboxes, though, they are a solid redirector and they're a container. So that's like two very powerful things in one block. Crazy. Insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Locationality doesn't exist in Bedrock, which is true. Except, okay, I don't know if chunk things would count towards your locationality. What? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay, do you know what locationality is on Java?
No.
Okay, basically because of the way... Bro, Purple's being asked to be let into the call. Purple, we're not on Discord. This is a different thing. Can't really be let into the call. So, Java, because of the way things update, it's on like a hash. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I know the slightest thing about locationality, but basically, if you have one setup and you move it to a different place, it's not gonna work a lot of the time. And that's mostly to do with pistons and redstone dust. And there's probably other things, but yeah.
You mean like how the update order is like processed by the game based on where it is in the world?
Yeah,
like the game might process it differently.
Update order. So yeah, that introduces like directionality and locationality into Java Redstone.
Yeah, and I don't think that I'm pretty sure it does not work like that on Bedrock Edition.
No.
Now, yeah, so wherever you put something, it's going to work the same unless you start to have like bug issues where you're crossing chunk borders and you're putting on a chunk border versus not a chunk border. You could have like issues.
Yeah, and that is annoying. Anyways, I will let you talk, but my conclusion, right? From this guy, Spacewalker, very smart redstoner. Basically, he describes redstone from both systems as this: Java may be random across space, but Bedrock is random across time. And that's probably the best description of both their systems I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, it just seems like what you did is you illuminated a lot of either bugs or unintentional parity differences that that Mojang just probably doesn't even know about. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably stuff that came from way back in MCPE code, and there's so few people that do redstone in the grand scheme of things to that level that these things just don't get highlighted, they don't get priority, and they just kind of stay broken. And again, I'm not a redstoner anywhere near on the level that you are, and probably some people in your chat are. So I'm not going to pretend to be. But when it comes to the functionality of redstone and how it actually functions, it works, I will say that Java Redstone does generally work better. You can get the results that you want in a more consistent manner, whereas Bedrock does not always work that way. But a lot of the reason why Bedrock doesn't work that way is just because of how poorly they've executed redstone in the game engine. A lot of stuff with Bedrock Edition and the way that redstone works doesn't work. When it doesn't work right, it's usually because things aren't updating as quickly or properly over chunk borders that's causing it. And then some of the things that you pointed out, which are like more specific examples. But the broader scheme of how redstone is like intended to work, at least from what Mojang has said, like Mojang will tell you that Bedrock is like the intended, well, if you fix all of these bugs and things that the way that they work that you pointed out, which I think are good ones, like they say that Bedrock Edition is the way that redstone is intended to work in Minecraft from a like definitional standpoint, like with how like the different blocks and stuff work. I guess like the topics I really wanted to debate really more go in that line, and I wanted to talk about things like the hot topic button that everybody's going to like throw a fit about is quasi connectivity.
Okay, I've got a
So-
billion counter arguments already.
Okay.
So you say, because I think you've mentioned this, I don't know if it was like a tweet reply or something else, but you've told me that, and this is like part of the problem why, like what, 2 weeks ago, like Bedrock had like that horrible bug that made like every world unplayable.
Yeah, it was really bad.
So I think you've also told me before that most of the Minecraft team daily drive Java anyway.
Yes, a large majority, like almost all of them.
So then how can they have authority on saying that Bedrock is the proper way of Redstone working? Of course they're Mojang, but how can they say that despite maining Java so often?
Well, I mean, I think they can have the authority because it's their game and they just have the authority. But I think to the point that you're getting at is how do they really know that at a deep down level that that's the way that it's actually working? Because them saying that implicates that Bedrock Redstone is working the way that it should without any issues. And I think that's where the problem is, and what you're getting at is it's not working the way that it should. Maybe conceptually the design of it is the way that they want it to be, but in practice in the game, that's not how it works, and that's not the way it's presenting to players. And then also you just have such just like deep, rich history with Java and Redstone, and the level of like pure wizards that you guys have playing the game, that so many things that maybe don't work the way that they're supposed to work, but you guys have made them work the way that you want them to work. Like it sways public opinion on what actually is supposed to be and is not supposed to be. You know what I mean? And I think quasi connectivity is a perfect example of that, because you guys do all these great, amazing things, and so many things that you do are based on how that works, and you've made it work maybe in a way that's even better in a lot of different circumstances with the way that you guys like use that like diagonal connectivity to like do different things. But at the same time, that's not the way that it's supposed to work. That's not the way that it was originally intended and designed to work. And Mojang even confirms that themselves by saying like, no, we're not going to add that to Bedrock Edition. That's a bug. That's not how Redstone's supposed to be. So like Bedrock Edition's not going to get it. But at the same time, they will say, well, we're not going to take it away from Java Edition because that they all use it. So that's just how it is.
Yeah, that is the problem. They do contradict themselves on a lot of like what is correct and like in terms of parity, because every single bug report you see on QC on the bug tracker, it's just marked as working as intended. So if QC is working as intended, but at the same time QC isn't working as intended, then they themselves don't even have a standard on what Redstone should be. So
let me ask you, what would your solution be to that specific circumstance of quasi connectivity? What, like, you're in charge right now. What do you decide?
So they actually kind of did this in the April Fool's update. I don't know if you know this, but in the voting update, 2 of the rules you could actually vote for was movable tile entities and toggling QC off. So they already have some basic way of toggling that stuff off. So it could be as simple as like a game rule, and like I guess a lot of people might say, oh, but it's not like that. Will that be considered a cheat? Well, technically, like recently they added a game rule to like lava where it behaves like water, so you can make a 2x2 infinite lava source. They added that to Java. So if stuff like that can be added, like where just lava acts in a completely unnatural way to most players, then I don't see why QC or like all of these like version specific features can't be like locked behind certain game rules.
Okay. And then how would you have that implemented? So say they do that. Do you have, what is the default? Is the default on Java QC and a default on Bedrock not? Do they both have the same default? And if so, which default is it?
I say, right, when you make a world, you have some sort of toggle at the very beginning, like maybe like a game rule preset, I guess. So maybe honestly they should make game rule presets, because there's like a lot of game rules that I turn off, like daylight cycle, mob spawning, all that stuff. So I think they could definitely introduce game rule presets saying, Java Redstone, Bedrock Redstone, do you want a creative world that doesn't, like, have, like, mob spawning or the daylight cycle or weather? So definitely presets for game rules could be a thing. Dude, Purple is spamming my chat. He's like, let me in. I want to be a fact checker. Purple, dude, have you seen our tweets? We've been like calling for a happy medium guy for like weeks and you didn't say anything. What are you saying, bro? My God.
So I think I kind of agree with you. I think I think a check is needed for that, because in the way that I would do it if I was Mojang and I was in charge, right? I would obviously, like, everybody's existing world stay the same. If you go to create a new world, I would say that, first of all, I probably wouldn't call it a cheat. Like, I probably wouldn't put it in the cheats area. I'd probably put it like just like somewhere else, like a world function generally, because it's not really a cheat. It's just changing a general game mechanic. And then, like, I would probably just have it defaulted to off if that's what they're saying. Like, hey, this is they need to make the decision. Is this intended behavior? Or is it not? If it's not, have it default to off when you go to create a world. Put it in an easy place where anybody can go and see, like, okay, I want QC on or I want QC off, and it can go in and if they want it on, they can turn it on. Then in that case, Bedrock Edition can get that functionality the way it's worked on Java forever. And if, you know, somebody just doesn't know or they want to keep it off, they can just keep it off, you know.
Okay. Have we just solved the redstone problem, guys? Did we
I think we just solved it.
We just
and I think I would do that.
Redstone.
I would do that with anything that's like there's really probably only a couple like really controversial things that are like, hey, like this is the way or that's the way to do it. That's like the big one. And maybe the other one is like zero tick piston spitting. But even that, like, I don't even think I would care about that just being a thing on Bedrock. Honestly, I'm fine with it being a thing on Java.
Ticks do exist, except you can only do it with commands. It's really janky though. I think if you like summon an extended piston. Okay, let's see. What is this person? BlockFax has just said, in Bedrock, who needs Redstone when you have the JavaScript API with no mods required? I don't know what he's saying by that. I don't know what he means. BlockFax,
I mean, it sounds like he's saying that there's something that you can run on Bedrock to give it Java parity somehow. I don't know.
You can do that. There are the Geyser servers that like work on Java and Bedrock, and that
doesn't count.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't count. That's Java, and then you just made it so a Bedrock client can connect to it.
What's next? Wanna move on to PvP? What do we think about Bedrock's PvP being more 1.8 towards Java's like 1.9? I guess we could also include like talking about the offhand part of it.
Yeah, we could talk about that. So here's my opinion on it. I think we just need a PvP update. They like talked about it like 3 years ago and then never said anything again.
True.
Like, I'm fine with either one. I'm just not fine with there being a parity difference. Like, I'm used to Bedrock, so like, yeah, like I'm spamming click to kill stuff right now. But like, I mean, I've played Java numerous times too, and that's kind of fun as well. The only thing I don't like about Java PvP that is not real, it's probably just more a me problem, honestly, is like, I hate that like when I use a sword, like it like AoE hits like everything in front of me and I keep like accidentally hitting things. But I'm just not used to that on
mob farms. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is. So like, I think it's just a me thing, and I know like I could just use an axe and then like it doesn't do that. So like I kind of get it. Yeah. But I think the big issue to me is just that they're different. I don't care which way they go. I would like them to just go a new route and just do this like PvP update that they talked about forever ago, and just revamp both of them and like just get everybody on the same page right now.
See, the problem is because if we're, oh my God, Purple, shut up! We're not letting you into the call. You'd have to have. Can we let people into this call? This guy keeps nagging me, bro. He keeps nagging me.
I don't think so without a whole bunch of setup and like crazy things
Purple,
that are probably gonna break.
We can't do it. It's gonna take forever. Okay, so I guess about PvP, I think it's just that because like Java updated to 1.9, and then obviously all the PvP people got sad. Nowadays, there's like not that much. People are fine with like the current Java PvP. I'm not gonna lie. Most people, obviously the people who are like super technical into PvP, they say, oh, there's like problems with ping and knockback and this and that stuff that I don't really understand. But Bedrock's PvP is definitely outdated, and also it's kind of hard to implement Java's PvP to Bedrock because obviously they have to run on phones as well, And trying to aim and tap and time while you're on a phone, I'd imagine, is probably the worst thing. If you're doing PvP on a phone, I don't know what you're doing or how you're doing it, honestly, in the first place.
There's a lot of people that do it.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
So I don't know if, like, a 1.9, like, PvP, oh my god, get closer to my mic, would be, like, a detriment to, like, people who PvP on their phone, however many people that is. But yeah, definitely.
I don't think so. Like, I don't understand, like, what is it that the phone can't do? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know,
like, I don't know
it's
if you've ever
less
played.
precise.
I don't know. Have you ever tried to play on the phone?
Never tried PvP on a phone, at least. I've played
I mean,
on my phone.
I've tried it. I'm not great at it, but like, I mean, for people that are just used to it, I assume it's probably not much different than playing on like maybe a controller or something. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of get used to it and you just understand how it works. And like, the only real extra mechanics to it are you have like an area effect hit based on sweeping edge, no sweeping edge, sword versus axe, whatever. And then you have like the little timer on the screen that like that cooldown of like making like a max hit versus a decreased damage hit if you start spamming it. I mean, it's not really. Am I missing something here? Like, that's the main stuff that's different. I don't see how that would be harder for
also,
mobile.
I guess offhand. Like, why doesn't Bedrock just have a normal offhand where you can just hold?
So this is why. This is why, and they're fixing it. I guarantee you, we're going to see it really soon. It is because of mobile, which a lot of Bedrock users, a lot of Bedrock players really hate, right? Because you're like, yo, like, why are phones holding me back, bro? Like, I just want to play the game normal. But they've gone through and they've revamped the whole UI on mobile. They've been doing it on the back end and the previews. And they're doing things like making buttons movable, sizable, semi-transparent. I think they're going to add custom buttons in. That's one of the things they haven't done yet, but they've done most of the other stuff. So once a mobile user can kind of customize their screen and put things the way they want to, and like adding in like different things like I can't remember what the terminology is, but like when you could do like different motions and stuff with your fingers to like do different things. Like once and they've updated that in it too. Like once they have all of that and they throw it on the live side of Minecraft, it's at that point like it's not a problem anymore. You know what I mean? They're going to be able to add in offhand because you could just have a button for offhand, or you can put the button wherever you want to. You can customize your screen. So I would bet you by 1.21, we're going to have full offhand on Bedrock Edition.
Bro, Purple keeps spamming to let him in. Jesus, there's too much setup. We've moved past Redstone already, okay? We're not talking about Redstone now. Jesus. Okay. I guess.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
And I think this is an important one. So if you were the person that gets to decide the process in which parity is chosen between Bedrock Edition and Java Edition, like what would that process be? How do you decide what needs to be parity, which way the parity goes?
I mean, like we said earlier with like the whole game rule things, I think there is a way to have some sort of happy, like, I think the best way to parity is either have options to go between both or change both completely, like with the PvP or like with the game rule presets that we discussed earlier.
Let me I want to bring in a cool specific example.
Okay.
That I think is
talk about?
No.
Okay.
I think a lot of people will be familiar with this. Let's talk about iron golem spawning and iron farms. So
I've heard it's awful on Bedrock.
So like what would be your way? Well, do you even know how it works on Bedrock? It works the way it used to work with doors, basically, but instead of doors, it's beds.
My knowledge is very outdated. Like last time okay, this is the worst part. This is like an exposal. The last time I looked into iron golem mechanics for Bedrock is when I was exposing silence. So yeah.
They're super simple. It's incredibly simple. You have to have a minimum of 20 beds, 10 villagers for an iron golem to spawn. One of the beds will be designated as the center of the village, and then golems can spawn what is it? Plus or minus 4 blocks vertically, and then plus or minus 8 blocks horizontally from the center. And they always spawn on the highest available solid block. So Bedrock iron golem farms typically look like you put beds and villagers either right below or right above if you use transparent blocks of the farm, and then you have a platform that's like, what is it, 25 by 25 or something like that. Golems spawn in it. You filter them to the middle. They burn up in lava and die.
Okay, see, Purple said, I guess to defend Java. So he says iron farms are Java are more linear. You just have a group of villagers, one bed each. If you want faster rates, you build 2 farms. I guess for like mechanics like that, see, that's a little harder because you'd have to do a lot more testing to figure out which is a better system. But I think in my opinion, I guess a better system for like which rates to go for would be a system that has like a wider range of drops. Like if Bedrock's like, if there's like a very like small cap on like Bedrock's iron farms, or if like Java has like like if whichever one has like a larger range of like design possibilities, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense, right? Because you're what you're trying to do is you're trying to give more agency to the player. It sounds like. Okay, that makes sense. The way that I would do it, and I think this is the way I settle on a lot of things, is I'm gonna either look at, is one mechanic like clearly better than the other, or is there a way to do both at the same time?
I think. Oh, yeah, you finish.
I think with this, and I think this might be my answer for a decent amount of things, but definitely not all, would be to do both. Because I like the Java system of scare mechanics and how you can kind of start small and scale up and get big with it. But also, like, the one thing that you don't want to do when you do parity, I think, is, okay, so Bedrock, we've decided that the Java system is better. We're going to switch to that. And now everybody that's ever built an iron farm on Bedrock, which is everybody, your farms don't work anymore. You got to build the Java version. When in this case, you could say, okay, let's just add the Bedrock way of doing it to Java and the Java way of doing it to Bedrock, because they don't conflict with each other. They're totally different systems. And then just let them work. And then you can just pick. I can build the Java one if I want to. I can keep my Bedrock one if I want to. Maybe for some reason, one of you guys likes to build our crappy iron farms. I don't know, because our iron farms do suck.
I think there's definitely a way. There's definitely features that are like exclusive to each other. Like if softened version, you can add that to Java. Nothing like would fundamentally change like at all. Or like movable tile entities, you could also just add that. Like there are definitely features that can both coexist very easily with each other. I don't know how many that is because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that are going to be mutually exclusive. Like you kind of got to pick one or the other, or like a mesh, like a median between the two, and like each side gives and gains some things.
You know what? I think we started with PvP and we've gone right back to Redstone again. How about switching topics? This isn't. Oh,
wait.
Okay,
I got one more.
I
got one more slightly Redstone related to you, because everybody on Bedrock's gonna want me to ask you this. What do you think about Trident killers?
Hold on. I'm calming Purple down in my chat. Trident killers?
Are you familiar with them?
I do. Like, it's like, what? Tridents have, like, unlimited uses, so therefore you can, like, spin them around in a circle and use them as, like, a mob blender or something like that?
Kinda, yeah. Basically, like, once you throw it out, as long as it's still sitting on the ground somewhere, it's considered to be player thrown.
Okay.
So if you make a piston move it makes contact with the mobs take damage, it counts as a player kill because you threw the trident. So you get whatever player kill drops you would normally get versus like non-player kill drops, you get XP from it. You don't have to be anywhere close to it for it to work, as long as mobs are able to spawn and drop down into the chute.
It doesn't like despawn if you're far away from it?
No, it persists by logging out of game, staying in game. It's something really funny I did with it even. I played a prank on somebody at SMP once that had a Trident killer set up somewhere, and me and somebody else put on full Thorns armor, got inside of his Trident killer with full inventories, and turned it on. So it was hitting us, and our Thorns damage was damaging him remotely somewhere else in the world. It was hilarious. He was dying literally in the game and couldn't figure out why.
I mean, it's Bedrock, bro. You die randomly in the game all the time.
This is slightly true. This is slightly true. But what would you think about something like, is that something where you think, you know what, like I would love to have that on Java Edition? Is that something that you would see Java people using and liking and enjoying?
If you added Trident killers, would it, like, again, is it a thing that can just be added and nothing else would be affected?
I would think so. Like, what do you guys even use Tridents for? Like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know either.
Nothing, I don't think. So yeah, like just
any people in chat wanna pitch in their Java Trident defenders?
Oh yeah, my chat's adding in. Also, the looting effect works too. So the way it works on Bedrock is I might make a mob farm or a gold farm or something like that. I put everything into a chute. I hold out I sit somewhere safe. I have my looting sword in hand. My Trident killer kills it, and I use water streams to bring myself all the XP. And I get the looting effect because I have a looting sword in my hand.
Actually,
it's pretty OP.
I just remembered something. I don't know if it's exactly the same as Trident killers, but in Java at least. Okay, I'd have to get fact checked. Someone in chat would have to fact check me. But this does work with channeling tridents at least, where you can have them like you can push them up and down, and as soon as they like hit something, you can like just make lightning generate. I think if you like push them up and down on a lightning rod, you can just have a lightning generator. I don't know if that works exactly the same. I mean, that's
probably wouldn't count as a player kill, right?
I don't know actually. I haven't tested that. Can someone check that? Any fact checkers? Does that count as player kills? I don't know.
Like it's kind of weird because like that's our like you guys have entity cramming. We don't actually have entity cramming on Bedrock.
Oh.
So like that is, I think it could be a downside in a way, I guess, depending on what you're doing. Like it's something we don't have to worry about. Like if we want to put more mobs in an area, we can. But I know you guys a lot for farms will use like entity cramming to like kill mobs, but we don't need to do that because we just use a Trident killer instead.
Entity cramming is also just a game rule in Java anyway. You could literally just.
Oh yeah, you can turn it off.
Yeah, well,
interesting.
I don't know if you can turn it off.
Or you can adjust how many mobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
can you set it like as high as you want, or is there a top cap? Do you know?
Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. What is this? Purple is saying stuff about entity cramming. He's surprised that it doesn't have entity cramming because that feature was made for performance reasons. But Purple, you have to understand that Java objectively performs worse than Bedrock, so they probably just didn't need to add it to Bedrock anyway.
In a way, entities actually have. So this is a cool like difference between the two that a lot of people probably know, a lot of people don't. Is like entities aren't very optimized on Bedrock Edition, which is why our mob spawning is like immensely worse than you guys.
Okay.
So like you guys can instantly fill like your mob cap. What's hostile mob cap? Like 75 or something? 70?
Probably.
Something like that. Bedrock Edition uses a density cap system. It like does a check. It does. Yeah, it's really weird. So basically what it does is a mob tries to spawn. I wonder if I can pull this up on my screen. I won't. I'll just explain it. When a mob tries to spawn, it does a check. 4 chunks out in each direction, and it looks for how many mobs are within that 4 chunk area. And if you're talking to surface being like there's no solid blocks above, you're talking sky.
Yeah.
If there's more than 8, or if there's 8 or more on the surface, it won't spawn the mob. The mob spawn fails. So you can only have 8 mobs within a 4 chunk area of each other on the surface in Bedrock, and then 16 in the cave. So what it does is like mob farms on Java Edition. Yeah, it is. So like a mob farm on Java Edition, you build one single like row of platforms, right? And then you flush the mobs down, and you get 70 mobs. They'll spawn pretty quick on that platform. On Bedrock Edition, it's not like that. If you build one platform, the density cap will keep you from having more than 8 plus 16. So 24 total mobs available through the whole platform at a time. Right. And it changes the way that you have to do mob farms on Bedrock Edition, because you have to kill them as fast as possible, because your mob cap fills up to that 24, and it just sits there until you clear it. And also mobs spawn in like something like 10 times slower on Bedrock Edition than Java. So like it takes a while to fill that mob cap, whereas you guys do it like almost instantly.
True. Oh my god, yeah, no, that mob thing is like also really funny, because I was doing a skyblock thing, like a 1-block thing a few days ago. And dude, I wanted to be able to farm in like the lower area, so it was under our platform, so it was just dark. So I'm like, oh, I'll just grab some like water, because I need water for like some sources. I go down, dude, the entire platform is full. Like I blinked and it's full already, bro. It's so fast.
Yeah, it takes a while to fill mob cap on Bedrock. You have to have a lot of spawnable blocks to fill mob cap fast on Bedrock Edition. Okay. I have a really big philosophical question for you. Okay. Yeah. So we're talking like grand scheme. Grand scheme parity.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think the end goal of parity should be generally?
I'm not gonna lie.
Or should parity even be a goal?
I'm pretty sure the only reason like parity is a problem is Redstone. Like, if you really think about it, it's like, oh, I'm like a Minecraft player. I don't know the differences between two things. I watched some tutorial, and oh wait, it doesn't work because these two things function differently. Like, if you really think about it, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because the thing is, Java fundamentally, just because of like the language it is and the system it is, like you just have mods. So like I don't know if that would count as parity, because like if you have complete feature parity, you still have the system of like, oh, Java, you can add just as many mods from outside as possible, which for Bedrock is a little harder to do, from what I know.
Yes. The parity differences are really big. You're like, almost all the major systems are different. So like game mechanics type stuff,
Yeah,
like
even
mob
like the tick
spawning.
system as well is fundamentally
Yeah.
different.
Like mob spawning, mob despawning, they're both different. Iron golem spawning, different. Raids work differently between the two. Villager trading is slightly different between the two. Like I'm trying to think of like other examples, but like all these major things that players usually do that are more than just walking around and placing blocks. Like the games have, and even that can be different, right? Because like some of our crafting recipes are different. You mentioned how the world looks like really flat on Bedrock Edition because there's no freaking grass anywhere.
Oh, grass.
And did you know, like, even something simple, like, you know how in Java Edition, when you populate a world, you guys have like passive mobs that are spawned everywhere. When you kill those passive mobs, it kind of takes them a while to like respawn.
Yeah.
They're like pre-populated into chunks, and then I don't know how it works from there, but I know they like take forever to respawn. Bedrock Edition, they work like passive mobs spawn in just like hostile mobs do. They work the same way. It's just a different cap. So there's like all these differences of all these different things. You guys can get on the nether roof. We can get on the nether roof, but we can't build up there. There's a build limit that keeps us from building on top of the nether roof.
Bro.
There's like, I would say your way's goofy. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm fine with it. I would game rule it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just put a game rule.
I think we've already had parity. Like this has happened in the past. We've already had parity across different systems in like the form of Java and legacy console. Like functionally, they are the same enough where you can build most things on both systems, but there's still very like obvious differences. This is like, again, back when like 360 was a thing, so obviously there was like some things that had to be considered for performance, like the nether in legacy console. It was limited, like it was really small. You'd have like a surrounding bedrock wall around it, but obviously that would be like updated like with better consoles and all that, like Xbox One came out. But like I think you don't need full parity. Like I think what Java and legacy console had was like it was functional enough. Like it was paired, like again with mini games. Legacy console, you had like the mini game system. Java, you had servers. They're not the exact same thing, but they're close enough where you can get a similar experience on both platforms. Same with like Redstone. I'm pretty sure legacy console had Java Redstone for the most part, except it had like one or two weird quirks that weren't 100%. But like you could build most things on Java on console as well with like no problems.
Yeah, but I think they had to like.
Ooh, my music
I think the main reason they ditched and changed that had to do with the fact that they wanted to expand to mobile too.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of stuff just wouldn't work on mobile. So like we know they're not going to go that route. Like that's the reason why they didn't stick with, because I think the original console edition was like actual like Java was what the game was coded in.
No, it was actually not. It was
okay,
it's
not
same
okay.
It was the same language as Bedrock actually.
Okay, so it is C++. Yep. I think that's what they use, right? So like if you were to put like on a scale 1 to 10, like how important do you think parity is?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, because like who does parity benefit? Like who benefits from game parity between the two versions the most?
I would argue, well, if you're talking, are you talking player base?
Just like the entirety of the Minecraft player base creators, like everyone who plays Minecraft, who would benefit the most from parity across both platforms?
I would say player base, like Bedrock players would benefit. Well, I would say player base, everybody. But I would say creator base, definitely Bedrock creators would benefit more. And this is why. This is really, parity is the reason why I even started a YouTube channel to begin with.
Whoa,
because
crazy content is the next topic on my list.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to talk. That'll be fun to talk about too, because I might have some good stances on that. I think you'll probably agree with. I think parity is a 10 out of 10 in terms of importance. And the reason why is because the issue's not the long-term players, which are mostly like largely on Java Edition, right? Like you guys that have been around, I don't know how long you've personally played, but when I say you guys, like there's so many Java players out there that have been playing for 8, 10, 12 years, right? Like those guys are all going to be fine. Like it doesn't matter to them. They mod what they need to mod. They do what they need to do. They've been playing forever. They know what's going on. But for anybody that's jumped into the game in the last 5 years, anybody that plays Bedrock, any new person that picks up the game from now going forward, what's the first thing that like people do? Like they hop on YouTube and like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And you're rolling the dice on if you're going to find something that works or not, because you don't even, as a new user or a non-power user of the game, like you don't even understand that there's a difference between Bedrock and Java. And then it's even hard for, like, you taught me some things I don't know their differences today. I'm sure I can bring up a lot of things that you don't know is a difference when it comes to like basic game mechanics and stuff like that. Like even those of us that are pretty knowledgeable about the game, we don't know all the differences. So how the heck is somebody that's trying to build an iron farm or a mob farm or make a piston door, how are they supposed to know? There's no way for them to know. So their experience is, hey, I'm playing the game, I'm learning how to play, I pop in something into YouTube to figure out how to do something, I spend 3 hours getting the materials and the time to build it and try to make it, and it doesn't work. So what does that person do? Do they keep playing Minecraft even longer, or do they go play like Roblox or Fortnite or see like what it's like something else?
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's a big problem, because I think it's something ultimately that makes people stop playing the game. They don't know that that's the reason why, because they don't know that there's differences. They just know that they tried to build something from Crafty Masterman and it doesn't work. But it doesn't work because they're trying it on Bedrock Edition, or they find my tutorial on an iron farm and it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you're playing Java.
I do have a question, somewhat unrelated, because
okay,
where did the name Bedrock Edition come from? Because like, wasn't the whole like point, like when they first released it, to brand it as just Minecraft, the Minecraft, and it's like
internal code name, I think. Like I think that was just their internal name of it, and then like that got out there, and then people used that as a like a way to signify the difference between the two, because like I think like everybody that was a Java player before Minecraft Bedrock was a thing, like you didn't say I play Minecraft Java Edition, you just said I play Minecraft. So like you couldn't say I play Minecraft and then we say I play Minecraft too, because that's even more confusing. So a lot of the creators on the Bedrock side, like myself and probably Silent and other guys, like we would always specify, hey, we play Minecraft Bedrock Edition, because we want people to know, like, hey, like if you're playing this version on console or on PC or on mobile, like you need to look for our stuff. And we can't do that by just saying look for Minecraft, because that would just lead you to too broad of a search.
Yeah, it's funny how like it's gone all the way back up to Mojang. It's like they don't even call it Minecraft. They're just like, yeah, this is Bedrock.
Yeah, like they will in some places call it Bedrock and Java, but I guess like officially you're right. Like they officially from them it's Minecraft is actually Bedrock Edition, and then Minecraft Java is Java Edition.
Yeah.
But the community doesn't accept that just because there's so many differences between it, and it's just too hard to publicly do. Like, what am I going to make like all the hermits and the pixel riffs and like all these people call their stuff Java Edition? Like, you can't expect people to do that. Like, they're just playing Minecraft, just like I'm just playing Minecraft, and that's why it's so confusing.
Java, like,
most of the time they do, but like they don't brand everything they do as like Java Edition. Like it's not Hermitcraft Java Edition. It's just Hermitcraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like Bedrock SMBs have to like, well, to be fair, you have one called Truly Bedrock, but it's not like you have to have Bedrock in your SMP name either.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. For the most part, like that's not the point of the series, is to like teach people how to do stuff. But regardless, like how many times do people like watch something from Hermitcraft and think, yo, that thing they built, like Tango Tech built was like really cool. Like I want to build that. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's plenty of people that will do that. And I'm going to say one final thing that I think is going to be the most controversial thing that may make your chat blow up. I don't know.
Even more controversial. Okay, let's
so what I think the end goal needs to be is one unified version of the game. I think the end goal should be that there's no Bedrock and Java Edition. There's only one version of Minecraft, which would honestly, because of that, probably be Bedrock. It would be the C++ version. Now, I'll caveat that with saying a couple things before like the pitchforks come out, which is number one, I think that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be forced upon players. It should be done to a point where they've gotten parity so close that 99% of the player base could play the two and not really even like know the
Yeah.
difference. And then number two, I would say that Java Edition should always still continue support of the platform itself, but the only thing they should stop is eventual content updates. So like if people still want to play Java modded, like they should still support that and make sure that always works forever. But for like what Minecraft 1.24, where they've gotten all the parody stuff done, there should just be one version of Minecraft that for people to play to just eventually get rid of all the confusion.
Well, like I said before, it's like you could, because like okay, I'm trying to think of how to word this, right? Because like again, going back to the legacy console Java parody, like why, in that case, why should it be one Minecraft? If you can, because you're still gonna have to get two separate games, one for your console and one for your computer, unless they have some like weird account linking system where it links to everything. I don't know, maybe that's like a weird far future thing. But like, you still have to get a game for your console and a game for your phone and a game for your computer. Why should it be one game, and why not just, again, what Legacy Console was, where it's just parity enough where you can just play both versions without like too much of a difference. Also, if Java were to be phased out, there's just some things that are just impossible to like do for like Bedrock Edition, like servers on Java. I don't know if something on that scale is possible on Bedrock due to like Microsoft's like license. I don't know, like how, I don't really know exactly how Bedrock's, I know there is custom Bedrock servers, but like not as prevalent as Java, because like Bedrock has the whole featured servers thing, and yeah, server-wise, I don't think unifying both would be a good idea. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that wouldn't work.
I think it can work. First of all, just to address the server things you brought up, it's kind of weird. I don't know where this went and why it went this way, but for a short period of time, like 3 years ago, I don't remember, 2 to 3 years ago, Minecraft was actually looking at partnering with some game engine, like some company that owns this game engine that is made for MMORPGs. Like it's made for like mass players, like thousands of players. And they even did some testing in it to where they were like, they had on like on the Bedrock side of the house, right? Not Java. Like they were able to have like over 1,000 players like connected to a world at a time, and it functioned. Now, since they talked about that, and it was kind of like announced, and the page is still there that talks about it on the website of that engine designer. They haven't really said or done anything with it, so I don't know if it just got thrown away or if it's like typical like Mojang stuff of, hey, we're just going to keep this secret forever until like it's just like, hey, surprise, here you go. Like I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I think it's possible. Like it's not possible in its current state. Like right now, you could not have Bedrock servers do what Java servers do. Yeah. You can't. But is it possible for them to do what Java servers do? If they decided, block facts, I'll get that for you later, unless somebody wants to look it up. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was look up the Aether engine. I always got to confuse, people get it confused with Aethermon. It's not the same thing. It's not related, but I think it's like the Aether engine. So you can try looking that up.
Yeah, block facts also just said in my chat that servers like Java are possible in Bedrock, but just there isn't as much plugins that have been developed to the point of Java.
Exactly. It's possible, but we're not there right now. But that would be part of the parity discussion, right? It's like, okay, you have to get that in parity before you make such a change. Yeah. I'm trying to remember how you worded your initial concerns of like why. So I think the reason why you would want to do that is definitely it's definitely a big picture thing. Right now, you're having the Mojang team have to develop 2 versions of the game in 2 different code bases. Now, I don't know what that logistically means for them, but to me, in my brain, that means that they have like 2 different programming teams working on the same thing. Maybe the concept stuff is like, that's one team, right? But then when they hand it out to people to start developing, okay, now I have a C++ team that does stuff and a Java team that does stuff. So how much resources are getting wasted? How many more things could we have, maybe, if instead of having to, oh, let me see, does this work in Java Edition? No, this won't work right in Java, but it works right in Bedrock. Or, oh, will this work in Bedrock? No, it doesn't work right in Bedrock, but it'll work in Java. Like, how many ideas get thrown away? how many things don't get done because they're like, we don't really have the dev time for this because we have to do it in both. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it'd be a lot better for the game in the long haul to only have one version that you're developing new content for. Then does the major updates 1.21, 1.22, are they then bigger? Do we get more and better and new stuff? Because they're only developing for one code base instead of two.
True. Yeah, that would definitely save resources, yeah.
And then it goes to the thing I talked about with players earlier too. Like I don't want players to be confused when they like try to look stuff up of how do I do this? And then they find out the wrong way to do it because you have half of the players playing Bedrock or half like it's kind of weird the way it's like you have probably 80% of players, players play Bedrock, but you probably have like 80% of content is Java. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you want to talk about that? Like, why do you think YouTube-wise, public-wise, there's such a bigger presence of Java versus like Bedrock? I'm not gonna lie, when Bowtie Man quit, I'm like, dude, that was our guy. That was our Bedrock guy, and he's gone now. Bro,
I know, man. I miss him too. I've tried to keep up with him. I haven't heard from him at all. Yeah, he was the YouTube wizard for sure. I think the reason why is leading into your next topic, which is the tools available to the creator. I get extremely frustrated trying to make content because I know how I want to make it, and I know it's possible by watching Java content and like having played with replay mod and stuff like that myself. There's just so many more tools that this is where like modding is a big thing and may eventually be a big thing on Bedrock. And I can actually talk about some stuff that I know there that if you don't keep up with the news of it, you may not know.
I mean, don't they
because it's recent stuff.
API, an official API already?
Yeah, they've recently changed it from an API that wasn't really that great. I don't know if they borrowed it from something previous or not to like an all new custom made API that they're still very actively developing. That's supposed to be really good, but it's not there yet.
Yeah.
But like as a Bedrock creator, like I feel like I can't create the good content that I want to because I can't run replay mod in the background. If I want to catch something that's not first person, I have to like start up a second computer. I have to run this camera account. I have to put the add-on on there. And then I have to think about where's the camera at? Where am I at? Can it see me? I have to set the I have to do it all live while I'm actually playing the game.
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey, let me just hit record on replay mod. And then I'm just gonna come back later and capture the shots that I want. And then like other stuff too, like you guys have like Lightmatica, like we have some things that like do 5% of that, 10% of that, but we don't have all of that.
And also then, just like Java, you know, it being mostly on computers, like I don't know, stuff like Lightmatica and like sharing downloads and stuff, I guess is also easier, like sharing like certain kind of files with things.
Yeah, like it becomes hard to make and do that kind of stuff on console. Not that there's like a lot of people that make content on console anyways.
Bro,
and this
Gaming, is what do you mean? FedEx Gaming the go.
There's some. There's some. But this is where I kind of break with Mojang too. Like Mojang has this philosophy right now for Bedrock Edition, and maybe they're moving away from that a little bit. But for the most part, their philosophy is if you can do it on one, like you need to be able to do whatever it is on every platform. And I think that's going to sabotage them.
Yeah.
Like I understand, like from a gameplay perspective, yes. But like if they had the ability today to put in replay mod for Bedrock, which they do, by the way.
Do they?
But
is it the same thing or is it?
They would. I'll talk about it in a second. Okay. But like let's say they could, but they're like, but we can't get this to work for mobile, so we're not going to. That's
everything.
Stupid.
Scrap the whole thing, bro. Who's gonna make content on mobile? Who's making content?
Yeah,
on mobile,
that's where I break away. I think a goal should be like, hey, let's see if we can get as much of this to work on mobile as we can. Like, yeah, sure. Like, why not?
Yeah.
But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, I guess is a good analogy to use. Sure. Now BlockFax is bringing up something I was about to bring up. They're focusing on PC only for the new editor mode, which will make map making so easy.
I did see the editor mode. I saw like 2 videos about it, and then I haven't heard anything since.
It's pretty cool. Like it's very bare bones right now because they're still developing it, but they're also going to allow like Bedrock's version of modding, right? Add-ons for it to where people can just go in and kind of like change and do anything they want in it. It should and is promising and likely to happen that it will be able to do probably like 90 to 95% of what like Java Edition world editors can do.
Yeah, I think their approach should be like instead of like adding things to Minecraft, maybe just like develop a separate tool, like develop like their I guess official replay mod or like this editor thing. I don't know if this editor thing's like actually within Minecraft or if it's like a separate program they're making.
It's like a launcher that does launch the game engine, but it just launches like it with different capabilities.
So
if that makes sense.
Kind of like a different application, I guess.
Yeah, like I can't open up normal Minecraft and then like switch between like me playing in survival and then like going into editor mode.
Okay.
But I can open the editor version of Minecraft. I have the full game. I can essentially play in like creative mode in it. I haven't messed with it a ton, but it essentially feels like the game. It's you're still in Minecraft. It's launching actual Minecraft, but with extra tools on it. If that makes sense.
Is it in like a preview mode? Like
it's in preview right now, and then you have to like in the desktop shortcut. I can't remember. You add like a certain text line in, and it'll launch editor mode.
Oh, dude. Speaking of, okay, this is I'm gonna rant about Bedrock update, bro. Okay, 2 things about Bedrock updates. One, I don't know if it's just me being a Java player, just not knowing how it works, but the Bedrock preview system seems so confusing to figure out. Unless it's just like I haven't done it ever, but I just don't know how you would do.
It used to be confusing. It's easy now. You just open up your launcher and you go to Minecraft for Windows, and like just like how Java does in the Minecraft launcher, where you can like select what version of the game that you're playing. Like if you want to switch between snapshots or whatever, you can just select latest preview, and then it'll just load the preview. It used to be way worse than that back when they used like some like weird like Xbox
app before it.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible.
Fair,
it's good now.
Launcher. I still have the gray creeper icons. Have the green one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice now.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, update names, dude. Bedrock update names suck. They suck.
What do you mean?
Like, what are they called? Like
the number scheme?
Yeah, why is it so inconsistent, bro? Like they tried to solve it and then they just went back. Like, wasn't there like a patch that was like 1.20.20.3 or something or goofy like that?
I guess maybe I'm just used to it now, so it doesn't bother me as much. Although I do think that like the way Java does snapshots is probably numbered a little bit better. But like you have like major version 1, and then you have like, well, I guess you have 1 being the fact that it's just Minecraft 1, right? There's no Minecraft 2, and you have the major version, which is 0.20. And then you have the minor version, which is like your, what do you guys call them? Like,
yeah, minor. Like our latest is 1.20.2, but I just opened Bedrock.
Yeah,
and your
so
version
like
is 1.20.32, bro. Where did 32 come from?
So the reason is because like instead of it being 1.20.2, they know they're gonna mess Bedrock up so much that they're gonna also need to have a 1.20.21 because they need to fix what they messed up in 0.2. So instead of going to 0.3, 0.4, like they would end up at like they don't have enough numbers to use, so they have to add an extra digit.
So yeah, you're saying like the second number is just a minor update to the minor update.
Yeah.
Okay, and they just don't separate it with the decimal. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then
a lot of games do it that way. I think it's pretty common nowadays for games to do it that way.
Don't they sometimes also just like add more decimals though? Or am I making that
up? I don't know if they do that like within like the preview or something weird, but for the most part they don't.
Okay.
I don't think anymore anyways.
Yeah, so I guess going back to like the content thing, I guess you're saying that's just carried by like modding, because I would have to agree.
I think it is.
Like definitely, if you look at any Minecraft video, like ever, if there's a replay shot, boom, there's a mod involved. Like I think every single Java video that you see on YouTube, whether it's like obvious or not, it has mods built in from like it has there's external tools.
Almost all of them. Like you're probably like 95%.
Yeah.
Have something modded. And see, like I'm making some Let's Play content right now, and like I would love the ability to be able to replay mod and then like just do some different camera shots. And while again, like we talked about the camera mode where like I can kind of sort of work around that, it's so much extra work and it takes me out of the game. It's not worth it to do, so I don't do it.
True. Like even things like world edit, like I am so dependent on world edit. Like to be fair, fill commands aren't the worst thing ever, but dude, world edit is so convenient.
There's been some basic world edit add-ons for Bedrock that are okay, but they're nothing like actual world edit for Java. But that's where I think the editor mode's going to come in.
Yeah. Have you heard of Axiom? Like it's kind of what Java's doing. Like imagine Blender but for Minecraft. That's kind of what the layout looks like. It's like a modeling.
I've
building
seen
program.
that. That came out recently, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's been
Yeah.
around like in beta for a while, but like, yeah, like it's crazy.
It looks almost exactly like how editor works.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I
I
would
think.
just imagine like editor is going to have all that capability in it, and it'll be able to do all of that. And that actually brings me to why I think like a replay model be possible. If not, they could do it right now if they wanted to. Is first of all, they recently just added in some like camera commands like in game to where you can like set pathing and like that sort of thing like via command in game and have like a camera do panning and that kind of stuff. So they have the capability in game right now to set up like panning cameras, pathing, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
they have
native in the
pathing.
game right now. You have editor mode, which allows you to like add in menus and do different things. And like it basically gives you that interface that you would probably expect to use with a replay. So now all they really need, honestly, is game state capture. Like if you add in game state capture on the gaming side, so let's say I'm playing a Bedrock game,
Are you
and I have a way to
like starting like a recording and then just like playing the game
Yeah.
normally? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So like for those that are in chat, maybe that don't know, like that's how
Yeah.
Java does it. It captures the game state. Anytime something changes in the game saves that in a text like format, like in the actual game files. And then what replayed mod does is it plays that back. It reads it, but allows you to free cam look around within whatever's being loaded or rendered in the world, right? So Bedrock just needs to add in game state capture, which they could do right now if they wanted to. And then all they would need to do is add in some way to plug in a video encoder into editor. They do those two things. You have replay.
Purple has just said that he wouldn't trust Mojang to make a proper replay mod, and he thinks that they just make everything commands and not do a UI, which I have to disagree because I've seen like bits of the editor mode. Like they definitely are working on like better UI elements from what I've seen from that. So it's not totally. Also, wait, this okay, completely unrelated. But do you remember like a few years ago where they said they would completely change the Minecraft Bedrock menu?
Yeah,
For, like,
they've
new
actually
worlds
been
and
like,
all that?
yeah, well the world creation menu did change recently, and I
know
think they're
that
still
part
changing
did,
some other
but, like,
stuff.
I think the main menu they also had some screenshots of like, ooh,
Maybe.
new menu.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I kind
I
of
don't know what
remember.
happened to that though.
I don't know. It could have just been player feedback scrapped it, or it could just be something
Yeah.
where they're still kind of working on it.
If you were to
So
like,
here,
add like bare essentials like Bedrock equivalent mods to like Java mods to Bedrock, what would it be? Would it be just like a world edit substitute and replay mod, and would you just be fine with those two?
well, I mean, those would be good for me, but I think the bigger question is like just you need modding on Bedrock in general. And
Yeah.
to the best of my knowledge, actually, I have somebody who's really big in the modding community in my chat, King Dark. So he could probably like give me a little bit of information on it. But like basically, like they're working really hard on their modding API. And my guess would be, if I had to guess where Bedrock's going to be 2 to 3 years from now, I think it'll be capable of most mods in Java Edition until you get to like the really extreme stuff. So I'm talking like gameplay mods. Like I think it'll be capable of most things outside of like maybe some stuff that like Create Mod does and like some of like the really top end stuff. And in terms of tools, I think it'll be capable of most like the most commonly used tools that Java creators use. I think it's going to get there. I could be wrong, but like that's the direction they're going in. And like a lot of their people that are in charge of making this stuff are saying like that's what they want to do. Hold on, let me. Blockback said game state capture doesn't help marketplace map makers, so Mojang doesn't care. I actually have a
What?
rebuttal to that.
Oh,
Because a lot of people think that that's how it works. If they can't make money off of it via the marketplace, then Mojang doesn't care, and there's probably a lot of truth in that, honestly, at least on the highest level. But replay actually would probably bring a lot of benefit to the marketplace. Like if I was making the case to Mojang, like you need to add in replay, I would tell them like imagine what your marketplace map makers can do, because then they can make actually full cinematics. In their like they can make cinematics to go in their maps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could create those, because you know what they do now? They import their maps over the Java edition. They capture replay footage and then they port it back over to Bedrock. That's what they do.
Like, do they just like put a video in front of the player? Do they just like copy the TP commands like every frame and just have them manually teleport everywhere?
Well, what they do now is like they'll actually take their map that they made and they'll export it out to a Java world, and then they'll go in the world and they'll capture replay mod footage in Java edition
True.
And then that'll be like the trailers, like their different things they do, right? But imagine what it could be. Imagine if Mojang added in replay into the base game. Like you could go in and like I could record a sequence and replay and insert it in my game. Imagine a player walks up to goes into a door and then a cinematic plays of that player walking into the door, like you see in like a lot of modern video games. If you had replay built in, you could have map makers do that kind of stuff. So it would benefit map makers and the marketplace.
Also say like because I'm thinking of like other games where like the camera just completely changes, like a third person kind of locked camera thing. If you're like walking in a tiny room, maybe like if you're walking in a room, instead of having first person, the camera's like what, in like a corner, and you can just like, walk around. Yeah.
Some of that stuff is actually technically possible as of like a month or two ago when they added in the camera mode stuff. Like you would have to have triggers for it, but you could easily do that. But like I'm thinking more like I walk into a room and a cinematic like scene pops up. You know what I mean? That maybe shows like some mobs like spawning in and like doing something or whatever it is, right? Maybe you added in some cool new boss mob and you wanted there to be, hey, player walks through the door, boss mob spawns in and like does this like big roar and like breaks like something down. Like you could have that play in game if you had the ability to both capture and then play back, replay inside of the game. So I think there's benefits to do it. And that's why I think eventually they probably will. I don't think you're too far off from seeing replay in Bedrock, honestly.
Purple just said that one of his pet peeves with Bedrock is that if you minimize the window, it kicks you out of all worlds/servers because it still thinks you're on a phone and that needs to power save.
Well,
is that true?
It didn't.
Is that actually?
Oh, I don't know if that's the. I don't know if that's the reason, but yes. And you know what's? It didn't used to be that way. That's something that changed like maybe like 3-4 years ago. But the way, at least on desktop, that I prevent that from happening is I just hit F11. So I'm instead of being full screen, I'm windowed.
Yeah, but that sounds like
window,
pain, bro. You minimize, like if you're doing something else, you come back. Oh, now I'm kicked out. Awesome.
Well, I don't know. Tell me this. Maybe I'm just stupid on Java Edition, but like if I have Java pulled up full screen on my PC, and then I click to a window somewhere else, it minimizes the game.
It does, but it doesn't kick you out of the world.
Yeah. See, I hate that. So
yeah,
like,
no,
there's
I
oftentimes.
have a mod that prevents that. Like if I.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Because like I'll stream Java sometimes, and like I'm used to on Bedrock, if I'm full screen pulled up and I click on something on another screen, my game stays up on Bedrock Edition. So like I'll go to play Java and I'll go click off screen to like, I don't know, do something in the stream or something like that, like mute somebody or whatever. And then my game's gone. I'm like, oh my God, why does it freaking minimize? It drives me insane. So that's cool to know there's a mod that gets rid of that.
I forget which one it is because I usually just use Purple's mod pack and add things if I want to. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, Bedrock Edition, like if you minimize the screen and you're in a server, like it takes you out of the server. It's super annoying.
Well, if you want to like AFK at a farm, but you don't want Minecraft window, just like in the middle.
And you best minimize it and drag it off screen.
Minimize it as small as you can and just like put it in a corner.
That.
Oh, apparently you can't pause in single player on Bedrock either.
No, you can't, which is incredibly annoying. There is no pause. You're live all the time. It's the true survival experience.
Damn. I don't know.
That's funny. Somebody just said that too, the pause thing. I think it's really annoying. That should definitely, like, it should work like that on Bedrock Edition. I don't know why it doesn't. A lot of people have theorized that when you make a world on Bedrock Edition, it is by default a multiplayer world.
I mean, it's the same with Java. It's a built-in client-server system.
Well, you guys have to like you hit escape and you hit like open to LAN or something, right? And that makes it joinable. Isn't that how it works?
Oh, I guess. But like technically it is a client server world in player still. That's why ghost blocks are a thing. Ooh, ghost blocks.
So yeah, I think like on Bedrock when you go to make a world, usually multiplayer is defaulted on.
Yeah.
But like it should definitely be like if I go to turn multiplayer off, I should be able to hit escape and the world pause. So I don't know why it doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of run through all the topics on my whiteboard.
How about does anybody in either chat, anybody have anything they want to bring up? I can maybe think of a couple more things, but
viewer time, yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Chat, now's your time. Purple, now's your time to stop complaining about not being in the call and say things.
While we wait for those to come in, let me ask you a question. What is your opinion of the Bedrock marketplace? Because I know there are some people that have this visceral hate. That like just the fact that it has a marketplace. Not what do you think about the things in it. What do you think about the fact that it exists? Do you care?
I mean, not really. I mean, like, from what I've heard is like if you're an independent creator, you are not making money. Like, you're not making money. It is very hard if you're like an independent like creator on Marketplace to like get anywhere. Like, it's best to start like as a in a build team from like other Marketplace people.
Like, would you revolt if a Marketplace was added to Java Edition? Would that like ruin the game for you?
No, because I can just not go into it. And I mean, like,
okay,
that
good.
makes no sense either, because again, Java, everything.
Some people are like that. I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't really care.
Okay,
like external,
cool.
like Java's already built on downloading external things for free. I will say though, dude, the copyright like infringement and like the licensing loop arounds they do on Bedrock is so goofy, bro. It's actually insane.
What do you mean?
Like all the Among Us skin copies, all the, like
all
like the copyright infringement, but they just like rename it slightly. Like the whole thing where they stole the Aether mod and made that like a whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't understand why. Like what. I don't know what Mojang's process is for that kind of stuff, but it doesn't seem to be working because even King B-Dogs was complaining about that. Like, why is Aether mod on bet? That's not mine.
Yeah, that's like, I think it needs more regulation on Bedrock. Okay, here's a hot take. I think skin packs should not be a thing that should be sold. Skin packs.
Okay.
I find it really weird that there's a thing that can be sold because, like, I don't know.
Here.
That's
do you know
just
why?
from my Java face skin. Yeah.
So this is why they're sold. They're sold because,
they can.
No, because Microsoft Xbox. So you got to separate Microsoft out from like Microsoft Gaming out from Xbox. Xbox is its own entity. PlayStation, Nintendo, like they do not want people to be able to download external things that they cannot vet because of some perceived liability. Maybe it's a real liability, I don't know, but some perceived liability that they may have if the wrong people download the stuff, or if the stuff that you download does something to your system. So it works a lot different than a PC from that perspective.
Can download things. Well, okay, you did mention console companies specifically, but yeah, on mobile,
yeah, it's the companies that have the issue with it. Yeah, mobile you can. So the reason the marketplace exists is largely so. I mean, yes, Microsoft wants to make money off of stuff for sure. Yes. But number two is you would have no way to get skins on console because PlayStation's not going to allow you to do it. They're going to say, no, you cannot get external stuff. It has to be stuff in the game. So that's why it exists. So like for me playing on PC, I don't need skin packs, bro. Like I can make my own skins just like a Java person can. Same thing for people on Android or on iPhone. Like they can all do their own stuff.
But like, hold on, another thing. Isn't like, I actually never have tested this myself, but isn't technically Bedrock, the whole point is that's like a shared account across different devices. Like you can sign into the same account on one thing and on the other thing. Can't you just technically load up a skin on a PC version and then load up that same account on a console with that same skin? No? You can't.
No, there's no kind of like sharing in that way, which I mean, I think there probably should be, but there's not. But like you would think like the way that Bedrock should work is like I should be able to make a world on Bedrock Edition, and then like when I log into my same account on my PlayStation, that world still be there, like cloud.
I thought that was like the whole point.
They don't have cloud sharing. They did it for Minecraft Dungeons when that came out, and I think they do it for Minecraft Legends, but for some reason they haven't like backtracked that to like that's the actual weird. Like Minecraft.
Dude, I thought that was like the whole point of Bedrock Edition as well.
Somebody in my chat saying my skin follows me from console to PC. It might. I'm assuming the reason why is because you made it in the skin designer.
Yeah, that's the thing you like buy. That's different.
Well, they have like a lot of basic stuff, but yeah, like you can buy like additional things too. Some of the stuff in there is kind of cool, but yeah, I think that's the reason why. But like if I upload a custom skin on Bedrock and then try to like go like on my PC and then go to my Xbox, like it's not going to be there because it's a custom skin.
Unfortunate. Getting my skin. Oh, apparently Tomko says he got his skin to console. Tomko, how'd you do that?
There's ways you can on Xbox. I know for sure. There's some ways that you can like kind of like crack your way in and like custom load like add-ons and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, but natively it's not supported.
Yeah. But yeah, Marketplace, I wouldn't mind if it's on Java. They just have to like. I mean, okay, if you really think about it. realms is kind of a thing, but like not. Like you already have like external maps that you can download. It's just not paid. Like with realm maps, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really know how realms work. I've been told by like a realms guy who used to do maps for realms that like there's like 1 or 2 people like running the whole like maps thing. It's not like, well, maybe that changed recently because I'm pretty sure they did like snapshot realms. They just added that, but like from what I've heard, realms does not get that much attention.
I mean, they're just supposed to be a super cheap solution for people to play with their friends, like with the world always on. Here, let me ask you this. This is kind of, it's backtracking slightly, but somebody in chat asked it. I think it's a good thing to check. So, they recently did a parity update. That's a little while ago. I threw a fit about this because I like throwing fits about things.
What, the horse?
Yeah, the horse thing.
The horse
so,
thing.
so like horses can't go in boats on Java Edition. They could go in boats on Bedrock Edition, and the parity change was to not let horses go in boats on Bedrock. Like it went from a Java to Bedrock parity difference.
I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie.
So like to me, like stuff like this, like I don't understand why they don't. Tell me if you're with me on this. Like, why don't they just whatever gives the player the best experience, do that? Like, is there any reason why you wouldn't want a horse to be able to get in a boat on Java Edition? Like, I can't think of a reason why.
Hey, man,
so why not just make it that way?
I don't know either. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. I mean, it's not like I use horses. I don't play survival that much either, but like it's not like I use that many horses anyway. As soon as I get an elytra, that's like how I get everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. But like in that early game, it's kind of fun to like, I'll throw one in a boat and like I gotta cross this like ocean. Like, let me throw my horse in my boat and then I'll get out on the other side with the horse.
Oh
like,
my god. You know what's like really cursed in my opinion about Bedrock?
Yeah.
Leads. Dude, leads in Bedrock, why are they like fluid? Like in Java they're just like straight lines. Like,
oh, is it really?
yeah, it's straight. It looks more Minecrafty in my opinion. And then I go on Bedrock, I have a lead, and it looks like a rope sim. Like, what the heck? It looks so strange.
Fishing rod's that way too. Is the fishing rod like that on Java? I can't recall.
Fishing rod's
Like
also like a little straight line. Blockfex says he loves rope physics. I mean, it's not like I don't like them. It just looks really weird. It doesn't look Minecrafty to me. That just might be my Java brain though. Maybe.
What about you know how on Bedrock Edition you can attach leads to boats, and then you can actually you can attach a lead to a boat, so you can lead. I think I've tested, like you can lead probably like 6, 7, 8, like 7 boats or so before they start breaking because they get like too jumbled and like far away from you.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can fly with leads on boats. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it.
You want to know? Okay, that reminds me. There used to be a bug in Java. They don't have it anymore. But basically, shoot, I'm like forgetting how you do it. But I think it's like you sat in a boat and you like used a fishing rod at the same time, and you can just like propel yourself with a fishing rod in a boat and just go into the stratosphere. It was really funny.
Interesting.
Like a brief period. But like obviously you need a ton of fishing rods because like the durability goes down every single time. It's so funny.
So, let me ask you this.
Yes.
This will be an interesting question.
Interesting
that
answer.
I think, yeah. So, what would have to change? Like, what would have to change in the game to make you, or what things would have to change in the game to make you stop playing Java Edition and play Bedrock Edition?
Okay. Probably the 2 biggest things is 1, I'm able to like port over all my redstone easily, whether it be through this game rule template we discussed or whatever.
Yeah.
So that, so yeah, I want all my stuff I've already made to mostly work, and then 2, some sort of mod support, even if they do add even if they do add like these like official mods, like replay, like an official replay mod or an official world edit. Obviously, that just raises the bar for other mods to be made, like other creator mods. Like other custom mods. So yeah, just basically those 2 things. I'd want all my stuff to already work, and just like
Redstone parity,
options.
and then
options,
mods,
shaders, resource packs. I mean, there's already resource packs, but like all.
Did you see they're adding shaders are being added into like Bedrock natively as well now?
I've heard they've said, I don't know if it was actually that Bedrock thing, but Tomko says RTX sucks. Bro, RTX on Bedrock is a gimmick. I'm gonna keep it real. It's so gimmicky.
So RTX does suck, but there's somebody that recreated RTX RTX mod is actual mod for Bedrock Edition that goes in and changes the game files and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It's like, you know, like complementary shaders level good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had to be modded to do it. But that's one of the few Bedrock mods that really exists.
People are saying there's lag on my end. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, Java does have. I was about to say. Okay, I think Purple brought it up. I think Java is introducing some sort of RTX shaders. I think Slice Line made a tweet about it, where you can make. I'm pretty sure you can like make a resource pack with like some extra things. I think he showcased like a resource pack where like the leaves were like moving a little bit and the water was like moving a little bit. I don't know if that's the exact same thing, but oh no, that's not what he's talking about. But I do remember that Slice Lime tweet. What is Purple talking about? He says, well, his other thing, he says that Java has RTX. It just uses ray tracing hardware on your GPU. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So does anything keep you from exploring Redstone more on Bedrock? So like actually exploring those differences and seeing like, what can I do here that I can't do in vanilla Java? Like, say with like tile entities, for example, like messing around with things capable with that you can't do without a mod on the Java side.
I mean, I've already done I've done I've done Bedrock Redstone before. I have a few Bedrock tutorials. I made a 3x3. I made a 4x4. I don't know. I guess it's just preference, but like, dude, I've seen some like really neat Bedrock Redstone stuff. Like, in fact, my Redstoners React video that's coming out in like a week has like some awesome Bedrock stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like what I'm used to, and also I'm at like the point in YouTube where I make Redstone for the content for the most part. Every like Redstone thing I made eventually makes its way into a video, so like,
yeah,
I kind of have to find the most efficient way of getting stuff out, which is just doing Redstone on Java anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything interesting from your chat coming through?
Anything interesting? I'm getting people saying stuff about mods. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, how should we end this? You know what? I think we're like near the end. Let's do a little.
I think we're getting there. Here, I want to ask you one more. I just thought of this.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the mob vote? This is a controversial topic right now. On the fact that there is a mob vote.
Dude, I love the mob vote. I don't know why people hate it so much. It's really
people are hating on it hardcore right now,
so
man.
Funny. Like I saw this meme, right, where it's like this guy and there's 3 cakes in front of him. It's like, wow, I get to pick a cake. And then like a Minecraft player's like, wow, I only get to pick 1 cake. We deserve more.
Or I don't want any cakes now.
Yeah, like, bro. Oh my god, everyone's like, just add all 3. Guys, you're no fun. You're no fun. Dude, everyone who's like anti-mob vote, just because they're saying, oh, just add all 3. You guys just don't know how development works. Like,
they don't, because modders, yeah, a modder can put together a cool like model and have it like mimic some existing like things in the game already. Like, that doesn't take a lot of time. But they don't understand the fact that like a Minecraft developer has to think like, okay, like how does this fit in the game for 10 million plus people? And what's its function? Why do people want it? How did they find it? Where did they find it? Like, they have to think of all these different things that has to apply to everybody.
And also, guys, the mob vote is a thing that goes on top of whatever 1.21 is going to be. Like, it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. It's not taking away. Now, if you said that they have to make all 3 mobs, well, then you're going to have to subtract some stuff out of 1.21.
Literally, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess that can be like our closing thing. Do you have any predictions for 1.21 or like hopes of what do you think it'll be?
I have like 2 sides of me here. I have a very pessimistic side, which is like Mojang is kind of like got themselves stuck in this thing where they can only put out stuff because it's good for marketing, and they want something to go on t-shirts and in Lego sets. You know what I mean? So like what we end up getting is something kind of small and defined, like the last couple of updates have been, because they're really focusing on what can they market. And like ever since they came out with another update, like after that, like everything has been broken down into such small pieces. Like it took 3 updates for us to get the caves and cliffs. You know what I mean? And I just wonder if that's just because like, it's not because of the developers. A lot of people like to blame them, but it's like they probably need more developers to do big stuff like that again. And I don't think Microsoft or Mojang wants to hire them.
Okay, I think it's like both a prediction and like I feel like the easiest thing they could do to win people over is an end update. Because I mean, look historically, like bro, you updated the Nether, you updated a whole dimension, bro. People love that. People say that's like peak Minecraft update. I'm just saying, if they do an end update and they say it's gonna take a while, we don't care. It will take like maybe a little longer. I say, okay, in my opinion, I think they should. Okay, because they also did say that they want to start doing smaller quality of life updates like they did with the inventory changes, like in the creative inventory. I think they can definitely do like those two things in parallel. Like maybe save, like if it was an end update, just take a lot more time adding like the big content stuff through like the snapshots, but then also have like the minor things like, I don't know, like creative tab changes or like quality of life changes in like minor version updates. Like I don't know how much they want to go into 1.20.10 or something, but like they can definitely like kind of like act in parallel, like smaller things versus the big marketable content like of the end update.
Yeah, I agree with you from a like that's what I would love to see happen standpoint, but this is why I don't, if I had to guess, I don't think that's going to happen. I've worked for a few big corporations in the past, and big corporations always work from the top down, right? And the top down says it has a couple of things that are like required of Minecraft right now that I think are pretty apparent. Number one, major update comes out in June of every year. You have this date, have it done by then. Number two, you have this many number of devs and this many number of like labor hours for your devs that are available to you. So you need to be able to make an update that we can sell stuff for, and it has to come out in June. So that's why I think you're getting updates like with what we saw in 1.20 with the cherry blossom like that kind of stuff, right? Okay, and then that's why I think you got 1.19.
Super marketable.
It is, but the problem is
most marketable.
It is, but it's not something that the current number of devs that they have and the amount of time that they're willing to pay their devs to work can get finished by June. And that's like a Microsoft thing. It's like if you can't do it with what you have and the amount of time that we give you, then you can't do it. So that's my fear. Now maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they've like been secretly working on the end for a couple years now, in between these like little updates that it feels like we've been getting with 1.20, 1.19, and then bam, 1.21 is a big one. That's possible.
That'd be really
but
cool.
I'm a little
surprised.
I'm going in with low expectations, and then I'm hoping to be surprised and blown away.
Okay, sure. Anyways,
all right. Yeah, I think that's a good conversation.
True. Guys, hold on. All the YouTubers watching, if you wanna clip stuff out of this VOD, react to stuff, dude, there's so much stuff. There's so much react stuff they could do to this VOD. If anyone ever's like, oh, Java versus Bedrock debate, dude, just send them this VOD. You got about 2 hours of content right here.
I'm trying to pull up your channel link right now because everybody in chat, you need to make sure you go subscribe over to Crafty Masterman. Here we go.
More link.
Up here. There you go. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Crafty Masterman. Good conversation. I do appreciate it.
There, your link has been spammed. I could have pinned it, but I already had a poll.
Spam it.
Spam
it out there for the world to see.
It's been spammed.
All right. I don't have any final words, I don't think. How about yourself, sir?
Me neither. Guys, Minecon, dude, Minecraft Live coming up. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Are you doing anything special for Minecraft Live?
Probably not. I did a react stream last year, and I'm probably not going to do one this year. I just want to watch it and enjoy it, bro. I'll probably just do like a Discord VC, if anything. All
right. Well, for everybody out there, if you're looking for somebody to watch, I will be live streaming Minecraft Live. I try to stay mostly quiet during the actual event because I know people want to listen to it. I'll throw in a little bit of commentary here and there, but I'll do a full analysis breakdown after the event as well to talk about all the cool things.
I'll show what I'm doing on streams, guys. I'm making Geometry Dash in Minecraft. You want to see some Redstone building streams? Geometry Dash in Minecraft. Last stream, we've learned... Okay, you know what? I'll also tell you. Last stream, we've learned that you can increase your map FPS by spamming blocks. There's some goofy stuff about maps. It was really silly.
I saw that. I saw that.
That's
You know, I bet it does
weird.
not work that way on Bedrock Edition.
No,
I'm just
Bedrock
saying.
maps are completely different.
It would probably just break the game.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Okay. Well.
All right, cool, dude.
Head out. We
Good talking to you. Thank you so much.
As I hover
See you later.
my mouse over the end stream button.
All right, bye everybody. Thanks.